Monica. Welcome to my show, Monica.
Thanks.
Monica, you started singing with 14. I mean, you did your first album with 14.
Right. My album was actually released and on the shelves by the time I was 14. I started recording when I was 12.
Amazing. You were always the youngest, I think. You started in a choir
Yes.
when you were 10.
Yes.
So you're really, really young. So what about the people around you? Do they think, oh, she's so young and she's so successful? Do they envy of you, or do they just say, oh, she's talented and we like it, how she do her stuff and stuff like that?
Well, I only surround myself with the types of people that would commend me on a job well done and be there and be supportive of my career. I normally don't put myself in the position to be around those who probably have some devious thoughts in mind, but I've enjoyed it, and I have some supportive people around me, so it's not been anything discouraging.
Yeah. When you were 14, you recorded your first album, Miss Thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 platinum albums, I think. Albums. Yeah. What you thought first when you got your first platinum album?
Well, my first platinum album, I really didn't understand what all of those things meant. So I was excited about the fact that I felt like I was doing something I enjoyed doing, and at the same time, I was able to share it and give the gift of music every night on stage and stuff like that. So I really didn't understand, but this time around, it really affected me because I was really excited about the fact that I had 2 platinum albums now.
Mm-hmm. And I heard you went on tour when you were 14 with a tutor and with a whole band, and you were traveling around for 1 year, but you were only 14. Was it a hard time for you?
I wouldn't say it was a hard time for me. It was a hard time for those who loved me. You know, it's basically one of those situations where you have to kind of let go, and I think it was harder for them. And I was going to school full-time. I was going to school every day of the week for 4 or 5 hours so that I could graduate early, but I was extremely stressed out the last year, but I graduated at age 16, so it made it a lot easier for me to focus on the album itself this time.
Now you're 17, I mean, you're not that older, but when you were really young with 14, do you sometimes think, I miss a little bit, like, to have more freedom and just be a normal girl?
Well, throughout the entirety of me recording my new project and recording Miss Thing, the first album, I used to always think, what is it that I want to do? I didn't let that stop me. If I wanted to go to an amusement park, yeah, it might draw some attention, but I went. Mm-hmm. If I felt like I wanted to take a vacation, I would wait till I could just have the proper accommodations, and I would go. Mm-hmm. Or whatever, you know, I never let it get to the point where I was so overwhelmed by work that there was no Monica the person.
Mm-hmm. But what, I listened to your song, and sometimes I ask myself, you were singing about love a lot, and do you think when you were 14 you understood what you're singing about?
Well, you know, what I do is I sing about love for what I know it to be. I've never professed to know what love is, know when I'm in love, never professed to know those things. I basically sing about it how I see it. And that's where my records came from. And I think that it makes it easier for other people in my situation, whether they're in my age bracket or not, to relate.
Yeah. When you were 10, you were singing a song from Whitney Houston at a talent show. Now at the awards, you met her, right? Did you?
Oh, well, she and I are friends.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And we actually did the song together for Preacher's Wife.
Oh, I didn't know that. So how was it for you the first time to see her? Because when I was younger, I listened to Whitney Houston all the time. I was dreaming of to meet her some days, you know.
Right.
So for you, I think it's the same thing. You were singing her song, and now you meet her. So how's the relationship? I mean, what did she tell you when she first met you?
Well, basically, she was telling me that she felt like she saw a lot of me, saw a lot of herself in me, rather. And I think the reason that she felt that way is not only are we with the same companies, but at the peak of my career was the exact same age that was basically one of the peaks of hers, and a lot of different things that are within the same means between the two of us, we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
And I think one of her biggest issues with me is to always be mentally prepared and emotionally together. I don't think she's as concerned about the industry part.
Did she give you advices like how to be, or how to be in music business, because it's a tough business anyway?
Well, to be myself, but to also be very attentive and be very diligent. You know, whatever it was I want to achieve, continue it. You know, don't stop. There will be roadblocks, but, you know, I continued on, and I listened to her words each time she spoke them, and they have helped.
Now, about your new album, did you write your songs by your own for this album?
Well, actually, what I did was, it's known fact that Dallas is wonderful with putting together the lyrical content. So as I experienced these things, I would sit down and either tell him about the situation or write a short story. And he would take the short stories or my situations, and he would write the songs around them. So they are experiences of my own, but they were well put together by him.
Do you know Lauryn Hill personally? Because I did an interview with her, and she produced and she wrote her songs by her own. And she started very early too, like you, in music business. She still lives at home, and she's now pregnant again, the second time. And she said to me that it's very hard because she goes out to music business very rough, and when she comes home, it's family life. Is it for you the same thing? Because you still live at home, I think, right, with your mom?
Of course it is. I mean, it's always a sense of, okay, I'm fine here. You know, this is a place where I can rest my head and be who I am, and people love me regardless of what I've done, what I've achieved. You know, it doesn't matter when you're there at home. And just Lauryn, for me, is a big inspiration because I feel like she's one woman that continually does what she believes in. And she speaks her mind at all times, which I've been shunned on because I do that, but that's fine for me. I think that's better.
Yeah. But I heard you want to move out maybe when you're 18. You want to have your own place.
I should be out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But it's like no specific reason why. I think that my mother deserves her own space. Because at this point, she tries so hard to make sure that I'm comfortable that when I'm home, she spends her time catering to me. So it's like, yeah, I do want to give her space.
Does she goes with you on tour?
No.
No.
A lot of times, fortunately, she has a job where she can come out on the weekends, sometimes through the week. She's come to every award show that I've been a part of. So we spend a lot of time together, but she's not always on the road with me. My cousin actually manages me. You
named your album The Boy's Mine. Why did you choose this title, especially?
I chose The Boy Is Mine because I felt like it was a bold statement. I didn't choose it because of the song. I didn't choose it because of any other reasons. The boy is mine, left no means in between for you to guess, wonder what's going to happen, what is this. It's a bold statement, and that's what I wanted this album to be. Not necessarily saying that the exact same thing as The Boy Is Mine, but with the same conviction.
Now, I know that maybe it gets on your nerves, all these questions, but how's your relationship at the end with Brandy?
I mean, it's a working relationship. It's a wonderful working relationship. I don't think that there are very many other artists that have the working relationship that we do. We're extremely friendly in the fact that we respect each other's opinions, and we basically can easily work around each other.
Right. And she called you up, right, and to ask to record the song with you, The Boy Is Mine. What would you do if she hadn't called you? Would you call her and ask her to do a song? Was it in your mind before?
Oh, no.
No? Definitely no.
It wasn't in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really focused on a new album, and me as a person, I was starting to come together. So I never would have thought of opening the doors and letting others in. You know, so it's always been ideas of the other party, you know, for us to come together. But I definitely thought it was a good idea. And I enjoyed myself when I did it. It's just I don't think I ever would have thought of it first.
Yeah. Have you ever take, like, singing lessons?
No, now I'm, and actually I deal with Seth Riggs, and he's wonderful. He teaches you how to breathe better and all of these things. And I have a lot of problems with my voice now that I use it so much. So I do that now, but my training was in the gospel choir. My training was leading songs. My training was doing talent shows.
Yeah, I think so. I heard you have an offer for modeling.
Right.
But you're not very interested, or are you interested in doing
I
it?
am now. You know, hopefully the agency I'm actually with, Kate Moss, and a couple other people are part of the agency, but I really want to talk to Kate because here lately I've seen so many things that she's done, and I'm not going to feel comfortable until I speak to someone that's really a part of that lifestyle, because it's totally different from music. And I can just appreciate the fact that she's good at her art, and I really want to talk to somebody first. But that is something that I'm venturing off into now.
Yeah. What do you like about modeling? Maybe wear the clothes, or?
I would say the clothes, but I think that the freedom, it's a lot different. It's not so confined, like, no, she can't wear that way.
Yeah.
You know, when you model or when you do things that pertain to clothing, you basically are presenting what is new, what is a style, you know, something you basically can trendset, which is what we do in music.
What about acting? You interested in it?
Interested in film, not sitcoms or anything of that matter. Definitely in film.
Okay. We talk, wir reden gleich weiter und ich hoffe, ihr bleibt dran.
I hate a liar and a thief. You know, period. Just all together. I can't stand a liar or a thief.
What means money for you?
What means money? Working means money. Working means you have money. Working means that you will continually be able to go to the bank. That's why you see my face all the time.
What means luxury for you?
Luxury, being comfortable. You know, whether it's in your car or if you have a luxury vehicle, that means you're comfortable in your vehicle at all times. If you have a home, you know, a luxurious home, I think that means you're totally comfortable, regardless of price. It doesn't have to be expensive to be luxurious.
That's true. I was listening to your song, For You I Will, many times, and I like most about is that you sing about, I would cross the ocean for you, I would go and bring you the light. Would you do this in real life?
Definitely.
For a man?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yes, with a 50-50 effort, of course. I wouldn't pull off the weight ever. Never. I refuse, because I have to do that every day in my job. So definitely on my personal time, it would have to be a 50-50 effort, but I do go to those extremes when I care for someone.
How must the boy be who takes your heart?
First of all, he won't be a boy.
A guy, okay.
I don't have time for a boy. You know, I think a boy is like on the verge of mature, working into another level of his life, and I'm not in the mood to try to go through that.
Yeah.
So it would definitely have to be someone that's independent, that won't need me. Everything that we do will definitely be because we want to, or we want to be around each other, not because he needs me or he's dependent upon me.
Okay, Monica, thank you very much for the interview. I wish you all the luck, all the best for your new album.
Thank you.
Okay. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß gehabt und guckt nächste Woche wieder rein. Also bis dahin sage ich Tschüss, Bye-bye und Servus und denkt dran, jeden Tag geht die Sonne auf.